Have you ever wondered and you imagine some people lived up their dreams, they become successful, they're so happy, they're doing well in life, and you're wondering what's the secret of them changing their world? What's the secret to greatness? So today we'll be focusing on growing into greatness. And I want to say that greatness is grown. It's something that is developed over time. It takes time, patience, and also it requires that you do series of things in order to become great. You don't become great just instantly, like the way you withdraw money from a mobile phone. So today we're going to learn principles of greatness. So when you think about greatness, I believe there are two things comes in mind. The first thing, when you talk about greatness, you talk about accumulation. And another thing is you talk about accomplishment. When you talk about accumulation, actually this is based in how many things you want to acquire in life. You know, the cars, the houses, the money. That is accumulation. But when it comes to accomplishment, it's actually something that you have achieved. It could be a career breakthrough, it could be a relationship. So I think greatness falls into two categories: accumulation and accomplishment. So what's the secret of becoming great? How do I grow into greatness? So for you to become a great person, it begins by this principle: believe and you will be. You see, when you have got faith, it will change how you act, how you perceive things. The reason why most of us we fail to realize our potential is because we don't believe enough. And maybe our belief system, it has been messed up. That's why we kind of make wrong decisions. So how do I become great? Through believing. So when it comes to believe, first of all, you have to believe before you even get to see results. You have to believe before even people begin to support you. You have to believe even if you don't see a result. So faith is the currency for something to accomplish. For you to become successful, you have to believe in yourself. You see, so what you believe about yourself will determine how far you go. So if you believe small dreams, if you belittle yourself, you're going to accomplish little things. But if you want to accomplish great things, it begins by great believing. So how do I build this unstoppable faith? How do I become a person of faith? How do I activate this faith? So the first thing, you have to speak before you see it. Can I tell you, our words create our world. So where do you want yourself to see? So can I encourage you is that don't ever say negative words and believe words. You have to use your words to create your world, because every word that you see, every word that you say actually is going to affect your actions. So it all begins with the right believing. So, and your actions will determine your choices. You see, beliefs shapes your identity, and your identity will shape your action, and your action will determine how far you'll go in life. So you have to be sensitive enough and say the right thing. Now, can I encourage you when you feel down and sometimes you don't have a good day, you feel depressed, discouraged? I think the first thing you need to do, I want to give you a secret. Start saying positive things. Say, I can. My day is going to be great. I'm ready for greater works. I have a great future. My legacy will not be forsaken. So you have to share positive things about yourself, about your future, because your words will create your world. The other thing, you have to act before you see it. In other words, if you want to become great in something, you have to see yourself accomplishing that thing. You have to see it in your mind. For example, if you want to be maybe wealthy or rather rich person, you have to conduct yourself. You have to act in faith, because faith produces action. And if you begin to see yourself as a successful, prosperous person, that thing it will reveal itself. So you have to see yourself. The other thing, you have to guard your environment. And I've realized that your environment will determine either you will grow or you will not become successful. And most of us, we have surrounded ourselves with wrong kind of crowd, whether it's negativity, whether it's doubt. So you have to stop And you have to make a decision that today I'm going to surround myself with the right people. Surround with people who believes in you, people who see your possibilities, people who can stretch your faith so that you may see right things. So don't hang around mediocre people. So you have to realize the people that you associate with will determine how far you go. And some of you need new connections. Sometimes you have to distance yourself from people who are dragging you down. You have to ask yourself, if I spend time with this person, does this person help me to grow? Does he inspire me? Does he help me to make the right decision? And so you have to be careful whom you hang around. So your connection determines your destiny. So you have to walk around with right kind of people, and that's how you become a great person. So if this video spoke to you, you can comment I believe, and your life is going to change. Begin with believing, because with faith great things will ever happen. Nothing will ever happen unless you believe, because when you believe, it will change how you think, it will change how you act, and eventually you will not just believe, but you will see that reality of your believing.